How did basic training change you in unexpected ways? I went into basic training as the biggest mama's boy you've ever seen. 21 years old, never done my own laundry, mom still cut my meat at dinner. Enlisted because I had no direction in life and figured the army would straighten me out. First week at basic was pure hell. Drill Sergeant Martinez called me out immediately. Stevens, you look like your mommy still wipes your nose. Is that true, recruit? I was too scared to lie. Yes, Drill Sergeant, she does everything for me. The whole platoon erupted in laughter. From that moment, I became the company joke. They called me mama's boy. Made me write letters to my mother asking for permission to use the bathroom. But something weird happened around week 4. We were doing field training exercises, and this kid named Parker collapsed during a 12-mile ruck march. Heat exhaustion, completely unconscious, medics 20 minutes away. Everyone stood around panicking, even the tough guys who'd been mocking me. But I remembered something my mom taught me when I was little. She was a nurse before she had kids. I immediately elevated his legs, loosened his gear, started pouring water on his head, checked his pulse, monitored his breathing. Basic first aid stuff my mom drilled into me during childhood scraped knees. Parker came around just as the medics arrived. They said I probably saved his life, prevented brain damage from overheating. That's when the platoon's attitude shifted. Turned out being raised by an overprotective mother had taught me things these street tough guys never learned. How to actually take care of people. During the next phase, when everyone was getting sick from stress and sleep deprivation, I became the unofficial caretaker. Knew how to treat fever, settle upset stomachs, help with homesickness. My bunk became like a mini infirmary. Guys would come to me with problems they were too embarrassed to take to the real medics. I'd clean cuts, give advice about dealing with drill sergeants, help them write letters home. The drill sergeants noticed too, started using me as an example of hidden strengths. Stevens looks soft, but he's the only one who keeps his head when people need help. By graduation, the same guys who'd mocked me were asking for my address, wanted to stay in touch, said I was the kind of person they'd want watching their back in combat. But the biggest change came when I went home on leave after basic. My mom had prepared my favorite meal, was ready to baby me like always. I politely told her I'd cook for myself. She looked shocked. But honey, you don't know how to cook. I smiled and made dinner for the whole family. Did my own laundry, cleaned the house without being asked. My mother cried, said she was proud but also sad that her little boy was gone. The transformation wasn't just physical. Basic training had taught me that being caring and tough weren't opposites. You could be both. That being raised by a loving mother wasn't a weakness. It was preparation for leadership. My first deployment, I became the guy everyone came to with problems. Personal issues, family troubles, homesickness. My squad called me the den mother, but they meant it with respect. I made sergeant faster than anyone in my company. Not because I was the strongest or meanest, but because I knew how to take care of soldiers. How to balance discipline with compassion. Years later, when I became a drill sergeant myself, recruits were confused by my approach. I was tough when needed, but also taught them life skills their parents never had time for. How to budget money, do laundry properly, take care of their health. Other drill sergeants thought I was too soft, until they saw my graduation rates. Lowest dropout rate in the battalion, highest job satisfaction scores. My recruits went on to become leaders themselves. The army had taken mama's boy and turned him into everyone's big brother. That overprotective upbringing I'd been ashamed of became my greatest strength. Now I'm out of the service, working as a high school counselor, still taking care of people, just different uniform. And every day I thank my mother for teaching me that strength comes in many forms.